back to study break number 68. Everyone's kind of has a frowny face except for Campbell. Campbell looks beaming.
Delighted. Campbell's eyes are sparkling.
Campbell's beaming.
I've been looking forward to this for like a month.
A month.
How long? Yeah, it's been so long since we played last time.
Oh my goodness, it was before Gen Con, right?
I'm so bad at like keeping secrets and surprises.
You kept it good.
I had no idea.
Which kind of that night, I was like, "Who do you want to play?"
Literally that night.
And then she was
it
like,
your first? Like, was it immediate?
It was
or
the
did you
first
think about
option he gave me.
it was like
on the
Cherry,
list.
another Ruidon, or like just someone else. And she pretty quickly she was like Cherry.
I thought it would be crazy.
Did Jared have to remind you what she did to Margie, or was that like
The same time that I texted you that she
Eston
killed
never
Margie.
knew.
Yeah, Eston never knew. The same time that I texted you, well, I was texting her. I was like, here's the benefits of it being Cherry because I want to create even more, tension and rift.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck, I totally forgot this. And then I texted you, by the way, just remembered that fucking.
I thought it was Apple.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten confusing with the eye colors and the name.
Always did Cherry Apple. Yeah, whenever Margie told me, like, and y'all eventually found out that she was a Githyanki, I think she told y'all.
She told y'all that there was a
In
Githyanki
Kato,
on.
she like busted it down and was like, okay, like I'm a Githyanki, y'all. But I never told y'all about our conversation in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
when
yeah,
she
that's
told
right.
me
Yeah.
what happened. So
that's right.
Tori's been sitting on that this whole time. But it was whether we met Cherry today or not, it was gonna come up.
Oh,
Yeah. Which I knew you knew that it was supposed to come up. And so, and then I was like, but Cherry's coming in. So you're not going to have time to really, unless you had brought it up whenever y'all were healed.
It was kind of like a trust the DM moment because I was like, whenever you started like doing the stuff with Campbell, obviously I'm not going to halt the momentum of that.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was thinking like Sawyer and Beans still need to have a scene.
That conversation.
And like, it's fine. That scene can happen like, later on. But just in my head, I was like basically like putting a tab, like unfinished conversation between Sawyer and Beans.
And then, and that's what I was imagining. I was like, unfinished. I was like, I think it would be cool though if like, because I was like, I know Lily wants to probably say it. And I was like, but wouldn't it be so good if like,
And it
right
was so
when she's
much
about
better.
to say it, like Cherry walks in.
Yes. No, I'm so glad I didn't push it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
That's
crazy.
awesome.
That was really fun.
I knew when it was like, you keep up no problem, and then you rolled your stealth check, and I looked at what my stealth was, and I went, I know what you are.
I know what you are.
I know what you are.
Yeah.
Good job on the accent.
Yeah. Great
Oh,
job.
thank you. I worked on it.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Famously, Campbell's first D&D character that we played with was also
She had a really
Russian.
bad Russian accent though, because I did not work on that one.
But there's no Russia in Eldraveil.
I know
So
my
the
hellish
sounds a
accent.
little-
Yeah.
It's my hellish accent.
Your hellish
Yeah.
accent.
Hey, I'm not doing Russian.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Yeah,
You're,
Beans is
you're
Cheshire.
doing your own
I'm
thing.
doing whatever I want on the day to
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
Yeah.
Beans is doing Beans accent.
Yeah.
Do we want to start from the beginning of the episode and fill Campbell in?
Yeah, I
Who
want to
wasn't
hear what
here?
happened while I was gone.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get revived on the battlefield, like on the riverbank,
Yeah.
but I did not.
Well, so how it
I
started
thought she was gonna die.
we essentially started
I
with
also thought I
with a
was
death
gonna
save.
Yeah, Jared was like, roll a death save.
And it was
Obviously, it was a 3.
yeah.
And then I had a cool vision.
I'm glad I wasn't here. I would have been like shivering and shaking
I
like a
disappeared.
chihuahua.
I disappeared into my shirt.
Oh my god.
And truly, at some point, Jared would be like, "And Beans, what do you do?" And I was like, "I do this." I was trying to prolong it the whole time. I was like, "And I look around."
You
and
called
I...
Roxy's. I guess she didn't answer.
No,
I was gonna say that you had a missed call on your
Fuck.
thing.
I was like, I call someone. I carry her around. I was like,
You were just carrying Sawyer around?
yeah. I said like, sorry, my bad.
It all happened really fast.
So this was what happened was like we started with a death save. Sawyer failed, and then she saw
the tree, the inside of the tree.
she saw the inside of the tree. So we learned. So like Campbell should know this now. Is remember whenever you were fighting the Goops tiger and you're in that like blue room with like the weird things on the wall.
Yeah,
and all that?
yeah.
So they realized that was inside the tree.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the
And-
stripes on the wall.
Yeah, that's what the stripes on the wall were.
Okay.
And then she saw a shield with a moon on it, which we can assume is probably maybe the artifact, Lunaster's artifact that's in the tree.
Okay.
And we learned that the gate.
Yeah, which Campbell knew that because Cherry knows about maybe that.
You know what I'm remembering?
What?
You remember the whole Lunastera bracelet thing where it was like, you gotta sacrifice someone probably to get it? Might be how we have to get through the gate. Some shit like that.
You have to sacrifice.
Oh yeah,
Remember,
for like
like-
the one veil thing in the mountain.
Yeah, the whole like,
Levi killing
yeah, yeah,
the whole
the
stance we
Rushgar.
kind of took
Oh,
against Levi.
But then So that was the tree. And then she failed a death save. And then Beans like just like held on to her and cuddled her and was like, please don't go.
I yelled for help.
And like yelled for help.
You would have been crying hard.
Yeah,
if you had been here, you would have been sobbing.
Sawyer,
Literally, thank God I was not here.
Sawyer got to describe the scars on her face.
Yeah. Which I think I said they went over like my
eye.
Yeah.
But like you were transformed at that point, right? Or
Yeah.
Were you in your?
He was in like a half hellish prince form.
Yeah.
I imagine them like not like a. I don't imagine like a single like eye. I imagine like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining too.
Yeah.
like also over her.
Across-
That's what I thought you described.
across the whole face.
That's what I was seeing.
I don't know how to. Yeah.
She just keeps putting her hand in
I
front
keep
of
putting my hands like I imagine they kind of like go over both eyes at some point and then like go like diagonally like off toward like
Yeah.
across her nose and then like off to
One
one
cheek.
cheek. Like they're not
Yeah.
like straight down her mouth, but they're
Yeah.
like diagonal like across one cheek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
So-
like
Yeah.
her
Pretty
forehead and
sick.
eyes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, not how it happened, but later in the character design, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I have so many like like my stress dreams about getting a tattoo. I like feel very anxious about like any like permanent alteration. So the fact that like even my D&D character has like a permanent alteration is like very dramatic for me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. Like that's very hard for me to like let go of like the image of something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she failed her second death save throw. She got a 5. And then she saw her grandmother.
Yes. And she went over to like the neighboring field and
She went into her garden.
yeah,
in her,
the
back of her hut.
neighboring garden and talked to a Githyanki man wearing a hat.
And she saw that her grandmother is in the astral plane
Yeah.
with a little garden in like a little Githyanki
It
village.
felt so peaceful.
Yeah.
How beautiful.
Which makes sense because it's like Sawyer's grandmother would like, it just makes sense that she's not like on the material plane because I feel like Sawyer would be like hanging out with her 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the fact that they're like not super, because like Sawyer's family, like the women in Sawyer's family are so tight knit.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. And then I started shaking in my boots.
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah. Number
she
two.
had to roll her last one. I was in my shirt and then I had to come out and give a pep talk.
Yeah. And then Jared gave me advantage on the last one.
Yeah. Well, there was like Beans saw like a figure rise over a mountain and begin walking towards them. Then Beans was like, "Whoop, are you a friend?" And then Sawyer rolled another death save. She passed. And that's when she was good. And then
I got a 13 and a 15,
yeah.
I think, or something.
Well, that was the first
no.
save.
Well, that was your fourth.
That was the fourth. That was the third.
Saved fourth.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She failed.
I saved one.
She failed, saved, and then Bean saw that it was like this man on the back of the wolf that attacked y'all at the beginning of the spirit plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were a little skeptical, but the man, his name was Yorin. He claimed himself as the god of the hill domain.
And was he hot? Yeah.
Yes. He kind of
Yeah.
looked like a deer. He was like a man and a deer mixed together.
Like soft brown skin with like white paint on like his face and like his
yeah,
hands, and he had like a
big,
nose.
Brown eyes.
Oh my God.
yeah, his nose.
Smash.
long braided black
Name a
hair.
spirit playing god who we haven't said smash yet. I mean, come on.
What's his name?
Come on.
Epigene.
Epigene.
Who apparently
You were saying smash before
Roxy's
he did what he did to
Luminescence
us.
is
No,
hot.
I said-
Yorin's hot.
I said Jared is
hot.
trying. I said Jared is trying to trick us and make me think that he's hot, and it's not going to work. And I thought that he was not even hot.
Okay.
And that's you can go and check the tapes. That's what I
Okay.
said.
You said maybe in like 20 years I'll be able to admit that he's hot or something.
Okay, we still have a few more years.
That's so funny.
We're
That checks
only a
out.
month closer.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
hey,
in spirit plane time, it might be 20 years already.
Yeah.
I
Which-
hate when the time works differently. Well, I don't hate it. I hate time travel. I don't
Yeah.
hate when time moves differently, like Narnia style. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it if it's like juicy.
and I didn't make any name jokes for Yorin as much as I wanted to, because his name sounds like urine.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like
Yorin.
You're
Yorin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in big trouble.
Now we can come back to
You're
it.
in
He's
my
not
ass.
safe forever.
Yeah.
What? Say that again?
He walks in, he says, "You're in luck, I'm here."
Yeah,
You're in luck.
maybe he'll beat me to it.
Yeah. What if we like get to know him a little better and he's like super corny?
Wait, so sorry. So he shows up and then does he like revive you?
No.
Well, I just want to say for that on my last death save I rolled 2 successes.
Okay.
Well,
I just wanna brag.
she had
She
one more.
basically won
She had one more
to
vision,
be at that
and I
point.
said, "This is the last roll that you'll have before he gets to with you. And Beans had picked her up and was running towards Yoren. And
Okay.
and then
But I didn't know you were going to give me advantage. And even if I still could have rolled 2 fails.
yeah, you could have.
You could have rolled 2 1s and then you would have been dead.
Quadruple dead.
And so
Oh my god.
But the third roll was without advantage. There was nothing. You could have died.
yeah, you could have done that third roll. So she had the vision of she was back in like a room that was a lot like the cold room, but there was a ball of silver briars, like a large ball of silver briars. And it was like it was like bathed in red, this room.
Who's in there?
And then I felt and then Beans held me closer and I felt a warm glow on my back and I turned around and I was in a different place and I saw Margie like asleep or like with her eyes closed, suspended in this like golden sort of cloudy atmosphere.
Oh, she's in a great place.
I guess
She's so good.
No, literally in my head I was like, thank God she can't like see because she would have like, been in my intestines. So good thing her eyes were closed.
Oh my
But then I got scared when Jared described that and I said, fuck, is Sawyer going to die in front of her girlfriend suspended in a necklace?
And then I rise up to her.
And I rise up.
And then Yoren hopped off Lycos and then just cast Spare the Dying. So she was neutralized. He didn't like revive her.
Okay.
And then he took them to his home where this golem, this like massive golem that you saw rose up, and they entered this like kingdom underneath and they saw more rock spirits. And also the rock spirits got big. So there were little ones and then there were like 9 foot tall ones.
Yeah.
And they were
Esther's gonna be pissed when she hears about this.
I want to show you what I think the big ones look like because not that anybody here has watched The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance on Netflix. Watch it. Stop this episode. Go watch it right now. It's fucking awesome.
And also not that anyone can see what you're about to show us.
Well, but you can look it up. So there is
pull out your phone, type in HTTP.
/
There is a creature in it that's made of rocks. He's like a guardian and his name is Lore. And so he's like a bunch of different shaped rocks, like all stacked. And he's a puppet in the show. The show is all puppets. It's Jim Henson.
Hey, I love this guy.
But like the way he moves, like I want to study this puppet because it moves so interestingly. Like I don't know how they did it, but this is what I imagine they all looked like, of like different, almost like carns, like stacked differently. But like it doesn't make sense how the rocks are stacked, but it works.
Yeah,
so cool.
They're like in my mind, there are some that are just like a boulder and then like little legs and arms, and then there are some that are like just like a lot of rocks that are like stacked on top.
Oh my
of
god!
each
And
other.
I yelled at one of them because I woke up and I was really freaked out.
There was like a nurse one.
Oh, that's a crazy place to wake up. Yeah.
There was like a rock. She had like an apron on and she was like helping her like leg, and then she scared her.
Yeah, so I was imagining a bunch.
I meant to say I kicked. I imagined Sawyer like kicking her, but I don't think I said that.
Oh, what, you like kick her and she like falls apart a bunch of rocks, and then she like comes back together.
Okay, well we'll send that
cute.
to the storyboard artist.
Okay.
And then I had to break the news because Sawyer didn't see Esta transform.
Yeah.
I think the last thing.
And then when I woke up in the room, I was like, "Beans, get away!" You would have loved it.
I was sad. And Beans was sitting in a cot in the corner.
And then they had a kind of moment where they were like, "What the hell are we gonna do?"
We had another moment where it's like we cannot talk about our emotions right now because we have to.
Keep going.
Whenever Yoren came in and was like, "Okay, like here's the plan. This is what you've got to do," I was just like, "Oh my god,
Another thing to do."
But like I did wake up with a long rest, so like it was okay. But it was just like, oh, and it's like we don't have time to talk about anything. It was so good that Cherry showed up actually, like so that the conversation happened.
Yeah, I think it was good. I feel like we hashed a good amount out.
Yeah, we had like a little bit
I was thinking about having them interrupt you before
anything.
Well, no, before like you came to that resolution. I was like literally about to be like, Lycos gets up right before you said like you can follow us or whatever.
I think it was better that Sawyer came to her own decision.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I was like, I interrupt them all the time, so I'm gonna let this one, because like even a resolution, it won't be like we're all good. It'll be like a half resolution.
Yeah, it definitely is not. This is definitely like the compromise that like this is like pushing the bounds of what Sawyer can allow.
Yeah.
But like that's what Beans' siblings always like push her to do. Like even like the very first instant. Well, like obviously the Briar Knight was like we just thought it was an enemy. But like that first instance of like willingly charging in to like try to help Porkchop when we knew, where was that? Was that in Cato?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like that was like the beginning of Sawyer being like, okay, like how far, you know, will I like risk it, or how far will I take it for Beans' siblings? Mm-hmm. And Porkchop was the first time. And then getting the briars off Beans. And then the battle with Apple. Even though, like, none of that was Sawyer being like, yeah, Apple's cool. But, like, there is just that dilemma of, like, would I let Margie? Like, if, you know, if it did come down to it and Margie was trying to kill Apple, like, whose side would I be on? Like, what would I do? That was just something Sawyer was wondering, even though, like, that situation never actually, like, played out.
Well, and I'm so interested of once we get back around to, like, your siblings, right? And, like, we learn what the hell, like, Felicity's doing. I'm so interested to see how it's gonna, like, flip, you know?
Yeah.
Of like, I think it's great you've taken such strong stances against these siblings, and like, I think it's awesome because it's like,
as soon as
well, you like, certainly
but it's
have
Felicity, and you're like, hey.
But Felicity's also not herself right now.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm not saying that's like an excuse if she like kills a bunch of people. But like, she like it's Sawyer's fault that she's not herself, but two, she is not acting with any of her her motivations have completely changed, which is terrifying. And then Joe, we don't really know what her.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Joe's chill.
I'm really hoping it's fine.
And then Sawyer's parents are just like literally normal, like half. I guess unless Jared does some big reveal of like they're actually the bronze medallion, like undercover Secret Service or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Great.
Sawyer's parents are literally just like, hey guys. Well, I don't know, but like obviously Sawyer's grandma like started this.
Yeah.
You know, there is this Cinderfoot legacy, so maybe they do have something like cooler going on
that would rock.
than I know about. Kind of like the Weather Feathers, where like they seem like normal parents, then it's like, you guys are badass.
I think it's so juicy because I feel like the interaction between Beans and Sawyer, it's like Beans has made mistakes that like Sawyer can be like, here's evidence of things you've done that like have like strained the relationship, right? But I also feel like Sawyer is often putting all of his sibling sins onto Beans immediately, and it's like it's so like juicy. It's hard to like sit here and argue like from a Beans perspective because like I'm 50,000 feet above and I can see the perspective, so it's like I don't think he can quite see it yet, but it's so like it's a frustrating feeling. This is also like one of I think Olivia's greatest fears, is like to be blamed for things that you did not do and someone will not listen to you. And so it's such like a interesting, it's like
my bad.
No, it's fine. I think it's like it's fun to be like, but even Sawyer, it's like she can say like Jerry did this, but it feels like it's being thrown at Beans of like, and therefore you did it. And I think that's juicy, and
it's part of Sawyer's team player mentality, or like the idea of a team is really important to her. Like she doesn't necessarily see it like, oh, Beans is to blame for this, but she sees like, if you're going to like agree to be on this person's team, then you are like condoning their actions.
Yeah.
That's kind of how she like, that's just part of her like worldview.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not necessarily a bad worldview.
No.
But it's also like,
I don't know. I don't think there's, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's going to get her in trouble.
It is going to cause problems. I think it's that thing of like every worldview, like in the grand scheme of a fantasy telling where you're trying to save the world or something, it's like it's gonna become a problem because you have to align with people you don't agree with at some points to like.
Well, yeah, and Sawyer's team player mentality has been pushed like by circumstances to like, if you're not with us, you're against us.
Yeah,
like that's like where she's currently at, which is like a very dangerous place to be.
Yeah. It's just also juicy. And it's also like the perspective of like Beans was raised in a more hellish, and like he's obviously going to immediately understand why Cherry had to do what she had to do. And like, even though he can be like, I don't agree with it, but I understand having to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Is like also just shows like such a difference in like their upbringing. It's like you grew up in the suburbs, so of course you're going to be like, I can't stand for this. But Beans is going to be like, she didn't know it was Marge. Like, it was like...
It was like a mark to her, or a target.
Kinda. Like, it's like, I maybe should have said this of like, would you have felt the same if it wasn't Margie's... You know what I mean? It's like, would this decision be so hard if it wasn't Margie's parents? Like, if it was somebody else's parents? Which, of course, the answer is no, it wouldn't have been. Yeah. But that's not what good stories are about.
Yeah. And then one last thing that Campbell should know is that talking with Yoren, they were going through like who they've helped and who they've met.
Yeah, and he was like, Epigee, I don't know that bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Fake, he was a fake. And Epigee was like, oh yeah, I'm like the god of the hills.
Yeah.
And Yoren was like, that's me.
Yeah.
Who was that guy?
And then
Yeah, literally the god of what's it called?
the god of not minding your business is what we said.
Well, and then he brought up the name of the god of the tree domain, like Okira, who is like goddess of like light and traveling.
And travel.
And so she was friends with Lunastera, and that's like how there were so many gates throughout the world. And
they haven't seen her or the Raven in a long time. And we haven't either. We haven't.
Well, y'all saw the Raven. Well, Esta saw the Raven in the vision.
Oh, yeah, but we haven't.
You haven't
so,
seen the Raven. Yeah.
I think the Epigee was really interesting to learn. We had like a...
No, he was just a guy who loves drama.
I know. Well, and we had a good scene that I think we all have like different perspectives on like if Epigee was telling the truth or like if there is any power to him. I feel like from what I gathered from last time, we're kind of on a sliding scale about it. So there was a fun scene where I was like, I think he was full of shit, and I think he conjured a thread and made us cut it, and now we're like in our heads about it. But Sawyer was like, but like it came, Esta's gone now, and Esta was the only one who didn't cut it, and we did, and now we're together. And I'm like, I think my theory is he fucking can just see 10 steps ahead of us, right? Because like
he did know that stuff. Like he did know.
It's
stuff.
true. He does know stuff.
Have a way of knowing. Like he knew a bunch of stuff.
But I mean more of like in terms of like because Sissix in the like vision was like becoming impatient. It's like maybe he got wind of however he gets his secrets. He got wind that Sissix was coming and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck with these kids before he's
a grown ass immortal man. Like, and we're 15-year-old girls. Oh, I always forget that Beans is a boy.
We're 15-year-old girls.
And it's like, oh my goodness.
We're 15-year-old girls, and one of us is a boy, and that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very
just
girls.
how it is.
And that's just
Dairy
It
Girls.
is Dairy Girls.
Yeah.
My yearly rewatch of Dairy Girls.
Yeah. Well, and so we didn't talk about it a lot, but yeah, what's this? Cherry's been here for a month.
That's great.
She wasn't lying.
If that's the truth, then okay. So 3 years
equal 1 month.
Roughly equal to 1 month, which means that
we've probably been here like a month.
Well, I mean, the math here is that like a week and change is a year. You know, I'm going
to tell you right now, there's no exact math to do.
Okay,
great,
sure,
yeah.
But the conclusion is that time is moving faster on the material plane.
Yes.
That's the ultimate conclusion, is that our enemies have more time than we do.
But we also
it kind of seems like all the shit is here.
But we also don't know where they ended up, right? Because Lord Arathis might not be on the material plane.
No, he is.
Miss him.
He's the only one.
We know that.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
the only one that didn't get transported.
Fuck. But we don't know where everybody else is, and maybe our allies are in the other
My
place.
dad and Sabina are in hell. We know
Funniest combo.
Craziest.
Sabina in hell, like
them trying to track how they're like connected to each other at all would be so
spin off
insane.
about them.
Just plop. They're on their asses, looking at each other. What do you say?
Yeah, it is. And so with that, I was kind of like, yeah, there's going to be a little bit of like time dilation. I didn't think that it sucks, but I knew that it would be kind of okay, especially because the only thing that would get like really upsetting would be if there were like relationships in terms of like romantic. So if like Margie was on the material plane, it might be a little bit like, no, that was kind of the only one that I was like thinking of. But like everything else is just like more like, oh,
that could have been fun for the yearning though.
It could be fun for the yearning, but
there's still a good amount of yearning.
And so, yeah, time is moving differently.
Fuck, man. We're going to get back. It's going to take us fucking 10 years material plane time to get out of here.
Yeah, that would have been crazy for the yearning, actually.
But then you would get out and she would be 10 years older than you.
And then you couldn't be together anymore.
But we're not going to get out 10 years later, right?
I'm just saying.
No, I'm talking about the yearning if y'all were apart.
Yeah, he's saying that he didn't want an age difference to occur.
Yeah, but it's not going to take us that long.
No, it won't. But
we've been here a while.
We've been here 2 days.
No, didn't you say almost 3?
I think around. Well, I'll have to go back, but it's only been like 2 or 3 days.
But are we going to get out in like a year has passed?
I don't know.
I guess that's up to the man behind the microphone over there.
But here's the thing: the number one thing that this podcast is not. It's not a romance podcast. If it was, we would have gotten separated in the plane. So
Yeah.
That's true.
but your age difference is not too bad.
And we would all have love interests.
Yeah.
That would be too much.
We would all be in love with each other, actually.
Yeah.
I think it would have to be a love
that
triangle.
could still happen.
Goblin mode where we're a love triangle.
Write that down.
Is
Write
there
that
something
down.
there?
Like as our characters or as
No,
different characters?
as different characters.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some very romance-heavy TTRPG, or like,
Oh yeah, I know about them.
oh.
But it's really about the vibe you bring to the table. But there
Oh,
are some
yeah.
that are more mechanically. Anyway,
Anyway,
That's not what we're
Something
talking
with
about.
mechanics.
y'all got questions for Campbell? Campbell, how was it coming in? How was it not being Esta in Gals and Goblins on a main episode?
It was really fun. It's because she's very different. So I got to do a new voice and I got to have new goals, but it was very scary to like, okay, I've been playing the other character for 60 episodes and now
Yeah.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
drop into a new one who has a lot of shit to study up on. So
Which you did great.
I was doing I did a lot of like prep for this, but I don't feel like I prepped well enough for, I don't know, her like moment before, you know? Like
You weren't hiding out on my couch being like, and what's the mindset?
yeah,
I'm in?
I was a little bit. I was like journaling as her like on the couch before when I got here. And so I'm just trying to like get in her mindset space, but I think I was envisioning a much different entrance.
Yeah.
And I didn't consider other entrances.
And I think that's the
That's my bad.
improv.
Yeah, so
part of it, which like I was thinking of like there was a point where I was like thinking about choreographing like an entrance with you. And
Yeah.
then I was like,
I knew that would
I don't
probably
know
be
exactly.
too far.
Yeah, and like I don't know
why I
exactly
didn't
where to
ask
bring
for
it.
You know
but
the
also
jump
like
rope exercise?
any entrance was gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you remember the jump rope exercise we did?
Yeah.
Like in acting, it's kind of like that. Like it's like when you feel the impulse, like to make your entrance, you do it. And like
Yeah.
I feel like I saw you like feel the impulse of like,
Yeah.
this is the time. I've just got to jump in and do it.
Yeah.
And then I watched you do it.
Yeah, because I knew that when she saw Beans, she was gonna be like, "Oh, thank God, he like came to find me and help me out."
That was funny. You were like, "You're here to help me."
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So I knew that was the impulse, and that she's like maybe not aligned with the creatures. So I was like, okay, well, we'll just go with that. That she wants, like, she's glad Beans is here, but she wants to separate him from the wolf.
Which I almost gave it away whenever I was like, you see a little girl, and then you see, I was about to say your brother, and I was like, oh, you see another, you see a cat.
What was the entrance you had in your head?
I kept imagining, like, I don't know, just like stepping out of the trees and like dropping a sick line and being like, hello, little beans, you know, like I just like kept imagining like a way more, like having much more power in the situation.
Yeah,
of
like you were controlling.
Yeah, like I would be controlling it a little more, which like I don't know why I would ever expect that, because like this is much more interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I was just imagining something.
You come and be like, I am scaredy cat.
Yeah.
That still would have been a crazy reveal if you had said your brother.
Oh, it would have been
Like,
great,
if you
but
said,
that would have been great.
Like,
Like-
a little halfling girl, and you see your brother. We all would have been like, oh,
Because then we would have been
because
like,
then we don't know who it is yet.
yeah.
that's true.
We would've
Well, I
been
mean,
like-
you could assume that
we
it's like
would've-
the other cat in the spirit plane.
But it still could have been like any of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's like the kind of reveal that only works on a podcast or a book, I guess, if you're reading from a character's point of view. You know, like in like animation or something, like that reveal you can't do it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I liked rolling things before y'all knew who I was.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I thought that intro.
That's very
of, like-
uniquely D&D.
I wish y'all could have seen Campbell. She was having such a good sneaky time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love being sneaky. Yeah.
It was awesome. I when you have to play a character that like you know more than us, but like you haven't played the character like you said for 66.
It's a good balance of like, yeah.
well, and also this is a strong character. So
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you're stronger than us.
I liked it when you like reminded me being like, no, you're gonna want her on your side. And I was like, hey, don't worry, man. I'm getting there. I was like, I'm not gonna be like, fuck you, Campbell.
yeah.
You get to sit out for 4 sessions.
Yeah,
We
it's
just
also
made
like,
another
from
character.
a meta perspective, like I'm not like Sawyer is not going to be like I'm running away, like I'm not going to travel. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be some sort of like, however, like tense it is. Which in this case, this is about as tense as it can get without Sawyer being like, I won't do it.
No.
But yeah, so like obviously it's like, yeah, the character that Campbell's playing is going to come with us. But you actually...
But there were other options for characters, like a Ruidon ancestor, or like the other one was like somebody we've killed.
Yeah.
Which would have been interesting. I don't know who I would have chosen.
I kind of just like offered that up as just like a third loose option, but because I knew that you were going to want to be Cherry.
Yeah, none of them are as like
of choice.
Yeah, it's true.
Classic DM.
But none of them are like as like conflict inducing as Cherry would be, and I was like, I don't want to just show up and be like,
hello.
Oh, hello, I'm like Ruidon number 4.
Yeah.
Like I'm just the same as Esta.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do something very different. So that was.
I also think you did a good job of making us earn it from Sawyer.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is
The roleplay was really fun.
There was a point where you had like gotten Sawyer to the same like incredibly tentative like agreement, and Sawyer was there and was going to say like it was going to essentially be like you can walk behind, and then Bean said we've killed people too, and it all came crashing down again because it's like. What? Like, we've, like, fought in battle. Like, we've, like, killed people in self-defense, and we've killed people who were, like, trying to harm us, like, children of the realm. Like, we're, like, not going around sacrificing people for some, like, weird, like, world-altering ritual or whatever. So, whenever Bean said that, like, oh my goodness, it's like, you had it, and you lost it by saying that, and then...
Yeah,
and then
but that was fun because we, like, I kept having to, like, choose new, like, okay, so that's not gonna work, we're gonna like hit a new like
tactic,
like new tactic, and that was fun to like have tactics for like convincing Beans, and then also like wait let me convince you, and then I was worried the wolf was also gonna be like,
but it's also the interesting thing of like how far are you justifying killing people, you know what I mean, like how far, like what is your like character's view on the scale of like when do you find it okay to kill people, which I think is interesting.
And I feel like it's very conflicting also. It's like, because if that was 3 years ago, it would be like, oh, you know, she probably had some time to think. For her, it was a month ago. So it's like, haven't had that much time to think.
Yeah, it's not like that was 3 years ago, I'm different. It's like, yeah, that was a month ago and you're still like doing your thing.
And it's also like she's built from a lifetime of like abuse and torture and you know, want to keep her siblings from that. And it's like,
and I can see that for sure. And Sawyer kind of doesn't.
No, and I'm not saying Sawyer needs to see that, but
Sawyer does see it. Sawyer definitely does see it, and like it does count for something. It just like isn't overpowering.
Yeah. Well, because again, I think like,
but she's known Margie her whole life.
But I think it's like lived experience wise. It's like, why would it connect on the same level? Like even if you can like.
No, but that that really does count for something from Sawyer's perspective as well, because like she has lived such a different life than Beans, and like she's gotten into something, and like also like Margie has lived a super different life from Sawyer. Like, you know, these are worlds that like she was not a part of until now, like this world of danger.
I loved when you started bringing up when you started saying like that's what a good father does. Like, oh, you walked right into it. Like, ooh, delicious. Because I was gonna say something akin to that, like well, I didn't get a peaceful childhood.
Yeah. What did you say? Whatever, you said, and I envy her for that, and I went. My job dropped.
That you like opened that door and I said, oh, thank you. That was very fun.
It's all improv and acting is all about giving edible arrangements.
Yes.
It's like
delivering.
Hey, here's an edible arrangement I made, and then your friend eats it, and then the audience is like, whoa. And of course, I'm getting edible arrangements left and right, so it's the least I can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good scene.
I loved the like, oh, things aren't adding up, like moment of like, even though we had to stop for a second, like it probably cut it, you know, very, very well. So it's all sounded very quick, but like we had to take a second.
There was please make it sound good.
It'll sound good. Well, I wanted to bring that up. There were 2 times where I texted Lily and then a time where I texted Campbell. And with Lily was like, oh, like that was Cherry, right? And also like I would have played it differently. And like I could feel that you were like slowly starting to freak out a little bit.
I thought it was Apple. So like going into this session, I thought that like everything was the same. The story that Margie told about like her dad sacrifice and everything, I thought that was Apple. And so whenever I like remembered, or I can't remember, like you reminded me, I think that, oh, that was Cherry. Then I panicked because it's like we've already gotten into this scene of like encountering Cherry, and like I haven't like flown off the handle.
Lily was texting me like, I would have played this differently, and I was like, I thought you knew. You were already suspicious as fuck.
Well,
like,
here's the thing, because I was playing it as, rather than this was just like the first like 3 sentences we exchanged, but like rather than playing it as like this is the person who did this, it was like this is the sister and ally of the person who did this.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't that different.
Yeah.
Sawyer isn't immediately going to jump off the wolf and be like, fight me to the death right now.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I think like in the episode, if you're listening to this, you know, Easter egg, but I think like in the episode, it'll read
it'll be
as like a controlled rate of like, you know, a controlled rate.
and like slow like realization
that's
of
kind
like,
of-
I want to
yeah.
make sure.
Yeah. That's how it was reading to me.
But there was
slow
also that moment of like
realization
seeing if
is
she had
nice.
briars. The reason Sawyer was so like obsessed with seeing if she had
Yeah.
briars on her was because like she's seen how they work. So
Yeah.
like there was like sort of like an openness to understanding like maybe
She was forced.
not in control when she did that. And then like the extra blow
Yeah.
of like finding out that like that was
Full like free will to a
yeah, free
degree.
will.
Yeah.
Like she was not physically forced to do this.
I think it definitely read as like a slow realization because you didn't say anything for a little bit. And then like I also like read it as like you were trying to find the right words to like this wasn't a situation where like you're gonna jump down and fight her because like
Well, and like Beans has been so positive, and your relationship with Beans, as I was texting you, I was like, your relationship with Beans is already weird.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so you
I
know.
thought we were gonna have more conflict. Well,
Yeah.
no, Cherry ended up like triggering it, but like, yeah, I thought that we were gonna have like more of a fight when you. I imagined you reviving me on the riverbed, and then Sawyer being like, "Get away from me!" Like scared of Beans. Like,
Yeah.
I imagined things playing out differently than they did.
The other text was to Campbell. Well, so Campbell, I have sent Campbell like a long sheet.
And then I've added like 3 other pages
and
to that.
of like
crazy.
What-
I love it.
what Cherry has been doing here this past month, like how she's involved in this, what her goals are.
Yeah.
And I could see kind of in the role play of like, I just had a vibe, and like, and I don't know, like you can confirm or deny this. I had a vibe that you were like, I'm trying to stay true to the character.
Yeah, I was just trying. There's a lot of moving parts
Yes.
that Cherry is like juggling as a character. So I was trying to make sure I didn't say anything that was like contrary to those like moving parts that are in the sheet. And I was like trying to remember everything. So it was like every time I said something, I was like, oh fuck, but like,
And I was,
what about the other thing? And I was like, oh no, I have to keep that thing secret. And then
Yeah.
I have to keep this. You know, it was like, oh, but I have to convince him of this thing. And so it was like just a lot of moving parts to handle at once. And then I was like, fuck it, okay.
Yeah.
And that was the nice text.
well, I said, like, I just had a feeling that like you were, exactly that. And I was like, I sent her a text that was like, by the way, Cherry can change priorities and goals. Like you are in control of her.
Yeah.
And also like if you made like some drastic thing, we could either A, say that you lied,
Yeah.
B, I could jump in and be like, oh, by the way, like you know this. And yeah, it can always be fixed later. That's what I do. Remember, I say stuff and then I plan stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Are your
and
nails
then I make
on
it up.
purpose?
Oh yeah, I got them done this morning.
Whenever you walked in with them, I was like,
I've been looking at this whole time. They're
I've got
beautiful,
they're cherry red for
They're cherry red nails. Yeah.
but they're jelly. They're jelly.
kind of. Yeah, they're a little.
At least from
real.
here, they look jelly.
Which,
Cherry does have pink eyes to all our listeners,
yeah.
getting her mixed up with Apple.
so Apple has the deep red eyes.
Yes.
And Margie saw the pink eyes.
Just
And that's literally on me as Lily for not remember. Like that's not something that Sawyer would ever forget. That's just like that was truly a year and a half ago, and I, as a person, have a very horrible memory.
And I think also in that moment, like I can see the show version of like, because like if somebody said that you have pink eyes, and I imagine like apples are I think we described them as like a very shade of red, so like maybe like a hot pink.
cherry.
Cherry.
Oh my gosh.
I envision cherry. We had to kill one of them. I
We
envisioned.
couldn't keep doing this.
One of us is gonna have
Couldn't
to
keep
die.
both.
Yeah. I envisioned Cherry's eyes as a very like hot pink. And so in the show version, I can see like Sawyer, the realization of like, oh, this is a sibling of Beans.
Yeah.
And then like seeing the eyes and being like, wait a second.
Yeah,
wait
and
a
then
second.
flashback to the story Margie told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the flash of like red eyes, and then the flash of like the pink eyes of like, oh, okay, she's the one who killed them. And also she said she's been here for a month. And also, like she said, that was 3 years ago whenever she teleported. And yeah. And then like the necklace pulsing.
I thought it was so interesting that you took it as her lying that she had been here for a month. Like Sawyer like assumed that she was lying about it. Like that was the conclusion she came to, because it gave me a chance to be like, hey, whoa.
Well, and Sawyer said that you killed him. And it gave you a chance.
And I love that we were like, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Which is like,
that is true.
It's up to interpretation.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm the reason he died.
Yeah.
I certainly didn't pull the knife.
Was not your hand by your hand.
Yeah, it's so fun to play characters who are at odds together. We get to be 3 best friends all the time in real life. So.
We don't ever get to fucking fight each other. Yeah. For real.
That's why we love pretending.
We have good communication skills, unfortunately.
Dang it.
But yeah.
Shit.
But there's only one more question left. Where is Esther?
Where is Esther? I want you to know that we didn't keep your name out of our mouth when you were gone. We were like, we're trying to find our friend Esther the dragon. We gotta get to the tree, our friend to the dragon.
No, thanks, guys.
You are not forgotten.
Thanks, guys.
But
gone, but never forgotten.
But Sawyer and Beans did conclude like you're still you're not like dead. So we didn't have like a gravestone or anything. We were like she has to still be there.
Damn, what if we did that? What if we really were like, guess she's gone, and we had
run the 5 stages of grief,
and then we had a full funeral service.
Well, and something else.
The thing about like the world we're in is like the stages of grief. It's like in terms of like bargaining, like you can do it.
Yes, yeah.
Like it is possible
to
successfully bargain.
Yeah.
So we will be doing that hard.
It's like stuck in the whatever stage of grief
unless we see Esther like cold in the ground, we will be continuing to bargain.
Unless I see Esther in multiple pieces,
it's gonna take a lot.
But we decided
Did you see Theodrix and Sissix at all?
No.
Again?
No.
Okay. Sora didn't even see you transform.
Yeah.
He had to tell her about it.
But what we've decided is it just flips, right? Like if he was in a cage in you're just in the cage in him now. Yeah. So we just have to get something out of the cage.
That they did put together though was that you were gooped.
Yeah.
So Theodrix has taken your body, so that means
Theodrix is gooped.
Yeah, but it's like the goop
that brings up the possibility of a gooped Theodrix.
That's not good.
To fight.
Uh-oh.
Now who was that?
That's my work email.
Yeah. So anyway.
So fun.
A+ and flunks.
A+ and flunks. I'll say A+ to Campbell being a new character.
Yeah.
Being a complex and like
an established character with motivations and lore.
And also to be a character to enter and not feel welcome.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. Like, how was that like coming in and us being like, fuck her?
It was fun. That's what I wanted because that was what I planned for.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is gonna be really fun to argue with them. So I like, obviously I was like, whoa, it's a little tense in here, you guys. But that's what I wanted. So like, it's what I expected. I didn't expect anything else.
Yeah.
If you guys had been like, yay, I would have been like, oh fuck, now I'm like I didn't plan for that.
Yeah.
You know? So I had a lot of fun.
Thrown you off your game.
Yeah, that would have
really like hop on.
Yay, get on the wolf. We're all going together. If it had been easy, I would have had nothing to do, you know.
Yeah. Did you just hit your mic with your
Jared, it's wet.
Great. Now
that's what the cover's for.
Now you're ruining the equipment.
I'll be slobbering on these covers.
Oh my
God.
You can't say that.
Cannot say
sorry.
those.
I retract that statement.
My A+ is the whole like the debate scene between 3 people. I thought that was really good. Like I thought everybody had their own like really clear motivations and objectives, and I think it made it really interesting.
Because S is usually a mediator of like,
exactly.
Let's all see each other's point of views, and like, it's all gonna be okay. We all love each other, and it's like Cherry's like, no, I have my own point of view. So it was fun. Yeah, it was fun to like.
We don't all love each other.
Yeah, it was fun to actually be a part of the argument this time.
I also love the trope of like you have to work with someone who like you believe is like evil or you know that you're really against, and I do love that trope of like you have to come together because guess what? Eventually you're gonna see their perspective a little bit.
And something that I don't know, I should have expected this, but I liked the moment where Sawyer was like, I don't get to enact this revenge against you. Like, I have someone else who will later, you know?
Yeah.
And then, like, so I didn't prepare, I didn't, like, think about this possibility was that Cherry would be like, yeah, sure. Like, she can do whatever she wants. Like, as long as I get to, like...
That was crazy.
Get my, like,
honestly,
freedom for my siblings. Like,
yeah,
I deserve whatever she wants to do to me.
Yeah.
That was
and like
awesome
PvP
deal.
is like I'm not gonna roll an insight check on you. I could have, but like I'm not.
You can.
Like but like to me it just read as like honest in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like when like the way Campbell delivered it read as honest in the moment. So but like it earned respect in Sawyer's book of like
I know what I did was wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like Sawyer,
Cherry didn't want to do
Sawyer
it.
is kind of like I do hope you hate yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for what you did.
Yeah.
So like if you do, then like at least you've done one thing that I want you to.
Yeah.
It's pretty messed up.
My flunk is that as Sawyer was potentially dying, I didn't. I should have. I think I should have had sad monologued more as Beans. I think I should have added a lot more I'm sorries and I wish it didn't have to be this way. I really think I could have, but I
should have buttered me up. Really should have laid it on thicker.
Yeah, but I was also like thinking about the like emotional state of our listeners who like listen to this at work, and I said, I'm.
What? Don't have mercy on them.
No, I will have no mercy in, once we hit to the final stages of this campaign, I'm really going to let loose. But I was like...
I don't agree. No offense. No offense, y'all.
But I thought you could have died. And I said, no.
I thought I might die.
And I said... I don't want to hit him. I don't want to like...
You had plans for that?
Oh, yeah. Ooh. You started with death saves. That was in the plan.
But my flunk is I took mercy on them. I flunked myself. I'll never take mercy on you listeners again.
That's the first time that usually when people flunk, I'm like, oh, like, it's okay. Like, we all aren't perfect. But that's
good.
That's a flunk that
you're like, good. Think about it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I agree with that flunk.
I can put it in post. I'll add some more. I'm sorry.
Add a monologue in post.
My plus is that we got to do some like arrival theatrics. We've been doing it a lot in our like off mic vampire game of like, oh, you walk into the session and the people who play the humans are already there. Yeah. Or like, oh, you're playing your sessions and like the vampires sneak up behind you.
Sneak up behind you.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we're calling a new player in and knock, knock, knock on the door and they walk in and it's someone you know and oh my God, they're playing with the game. So I loved getting to do some like theatrics, like some little of like, oh, I'm not fun. Here, and then like Campbell come in. Like I love that shit. So I love that we got to bring that into the podcast.
My other flunk is that Jared told me that you were going to be here eventually, and I think you should have held fast to not telling me.
Jared is always telling Olivia stuff. I think we got into a fight about this last episode, like on mic last time, but you were always telling Olivia stuff.
I said maybe. Well, I don't have anyone to fucking talk to about this shit, okay?
Find somebody.
There's a man who lives in the room next to you.
He doesn't care. He does not care.
All the better.
I tried to tell him. I've tried to tell him, and he's like, okay.
Then we got to get you another friend.
I'm hiring you a therapist. I don't know what to say.
Oh my God.
Oh, my plus is just the same thing that Jared said. Well, I guess I don't want it to be the exact same.
Yeah, what the fuck? Don't steal my shit.
Okay. My A plus is that you played Cherry really well, and I liked how you did the accent. And I also just like seeing like a new perspective. Like obviously her perspective is like super different from Esta's. So I like to see you doing a super different thing from Esta.
Yeah.
What was your flunk?
Oh, my flunk is I couldn't get the fucking character sheet up. My flunk
I'm sure that'll be cut out.
I know. My flunk is that I don't take this computer home with me, so I should have brought my iPad and like been like, boom, I'm ready to go when I sat down. So my flunk was that I wasn't like, I kind of put myself into a very like frantic headspace. Like I wasn't like comfortable when I sat down, which I think would have helped.
You did great.
At the top of it. Thank you. But I wish I had been more prepared. So, next time I come in as a new character.
Next time you kill your character and come in as a new one, you'll be ready.
Yeah, when I kill Cherry, then I come in as
what?
Lord Arathis, so
Now,
Jared, you should have offered Lord Arathis on the list.
I think I said there's an episode where I say like if it was Lady Arathis, like it would be too. If y'all think I'm like a menace now, like, it would be too powerful. I'd be so sick of
That'd be crazy.
Let's play another Bizarro Eldrevale Goblin mode.
But we get to pick any.
No, like I'm being serious. I will do something I can't.
But in Bizarro Eldrevale, it'll be fun.
Doesn't matter. Bizarro.
What's your flunk?
Also, what do you mean? You say you'll do something?
I'm gonna make a self-insert character.
Said my Bizarro character is
I
named...
make YN.
My Bizarro character is named Millie Bursafield.
My flunk is... I really wanted, whenever Beans attacked Sawyer, I really wanted to have more of a moment of like Sawyer like trying to like talk Beans down or like beg him to stop or whatever. And like that didn't happen in the like everything happened very fast in the session and I got downed. And I think there's like something cool in that too of like it happening so fast, like for the pacing and for the, that's how it
also
goes.
Real.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's super realistic. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I guess my flunk is like that like didn't happen. But hey, it still could.
I also...
Beans is still like, has not like remedied any of that situation. So I do think that there's room in the future.
And also, here's the thing.
A scene like
hey,
that.
he could do it again.
That's what I'm saying. She's saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I was anticipating that when you woke up, you were going to take a stronger stance of like, I don't want to see you right now. Get out of here.
I was like, that's what but then it was so disorienting. Like literally, because like, I know you're not supposed to plan, but like I plan like waking up in the river. If we had woken up on that same battlefield in the same setting, like it would have been like, where's Esta? Like back on my guard. Like I would think the battle's still going.
Yeah.
I would be like, get away from me. Like Sawyer would go off and try to like create distance and like fight the dragon herself. And a rock leaning over me and seeing like a ceiling above me and being in a bed, like, and seeing you across the room, it's like the priority switched from like get Beans away from me to like figure out where we are.
Yeah.
But I was a little disappointed that, not like actually disappointed, but I was like a little bit like, I like wanted to have that like, don't touch me, get away from me.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like you did.
I don't know.
I think you did. And I will say, like, I didn't want to create the vibe and the imagery of like Esta is gone, Sawyer is down, and like it is just Beans like trying to get Sawyer to a safe place. That's what I wanted to accomplish, and I knew that if you popped back up, if you didn't die, and we would have had it hashed out right there. There was an option for that, but I don't know. I was just like,
I feel like it would have led us into a stalemate much faster, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I knew that Cherry was coming, so I knew that conflict was on the way.
Yeah.
But I woke up in this room and then Esta's not in the room. So the priority like doesn't become like, oh, like Sawyer needs to keep herself safe from Beans. The priority is immediately like, where's Esta? Like, how do we help her? So it just like, so then like it wouldn't, to force that scene wouldn't like make sense other than just like the initial impulse of it. But then whenever we like kind of went out of the room, I was gonna like take a walk. Mm-hmm. Like Sawyer was gonna be like, I like need a minute. And then Yoren immediately came in and was like, all right, like hop on the wolf, back to work. And it's just like, yeah, like I don't get to have a moment, you know, like we do have to go right now.
Somebody get Sawyer a fucking cigarette. Oh my God.
Get her a smoke break.
Oh my God.
So get Sawyer some Old Toby.
Oh, damn.
Somebody pack a bowl.
Yeah, it's like we never get to like clock out and hit the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the tavern, excuse me.
Hey, we'll hit the tavern when we're dead.
So,
which might be sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
You can't the tavern here because now every minute counts.
Fuck.
I guess maybe, I don't really know if that's my flunk because that scene could still happen. And if it does, it'll be so juicy and it'll be so dramatic.
It was so fun to listen to you guys recap the stuff that happened when I wasn't here. My favorite show was on, you know?
My flunk was like how like depressing it was without Campbell at the table.
Yeah.
Like the vibe was bad.
It was very empty.
It was like,
Good.
why are we playing?
La la.
What's the point? But I think it was good. Here's what I'll say. I think it was a good variety because normally we start the episodes pretty high energy. Even if things are like bad, it's like, we're still like friends playing.
We're all together, yay!
And it takes us usually more time to like drop in when it's kind of sad. So this one was like, yeah, I guess we can warm up.
I literally was like, oh my God. I was like, are people going to get bored listening to this? Like, it's so low energy. And then I was like, maybe Jared will put some sad music or something.
I also think like it's variety, right? Like
hopefully if you're at episode 60.
I don't think on 68 they're gonna be like,
yeah,
I'm done.
They've lost their juice.
But I think it's also like kind of honoring like it's kind of what they're feeling, right?
Well,
like,
that's what I wanted
they
to
essentially like just lost some people's very beloved favorite character, they don't know what the hell is happening. Like, they're also going to come in somber. So if we came in really fun, they'd be like, I don't think you guys are taking this serious.
That was my intention. That's because I started the episode. I wasn't like, I was like, ooh, welcome back.
Oh.
And like, even last time wasn't like last time. It was like last time on Gals and Goblins. Wait, you got to hear.
You got a little silly with it. And then we said,
well, it's finding that balance. It's finding that
little jelly bean farmer.
I was about to say, I was like, that is the best example.
Yep.
Of like, there is a very important character death in Crown of Candy.
We've talked about it in Aesthetic Break before.
Yeah.
About this jelly bean.
I think that is the best example of like your players are depressed and they're upset, but it's like at a good point in the story where like the emotion, the catharsis has kind of happened.
Yeah.
And so now we're sitting in this moment of like, how do we move forward? But we're not like depressed because we're like, A, we're making a show, and B, we're playing a game to have fun. And so it's like dramatic moments. We have some conversations, and then we have funny, silly NPCs.
Like a reminder.
Slipping on fucking chocolate, and like his jelly beans fall everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, my jelly beans.
I have a helpful pro tip at your table. If you are playing really intense stuff or like you're getting into PvP, something that can be really helpful that we use this in theater. It's called tapping in and tapping out. And literally it's like giving another person like a high five before the session starts and give them one after to tap in and out of character, just to signify a physical response in your body of like, this isn't real. It's make believe. This is me saying I'm in character. This is me saying I'm out of character. You can also say like, hey, Lily, me as Olivia, I am not mad at you, and I don't think that you think I killed your girlfriend's family. Like I know it sounds stupid, but you can literally like say like, I, Olivia, do not think this about you, Lily, because sometimes, hey, I'm sure it happens a lot at D&D tables that you fight, your characters fight, and then you fight in real life. I bet. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's like a technique that we use in like intimacy coordination, or like even if it's not necessarily intimacy, just if there's like an intense character relationship in a scene. It's just like a tool you can use in theater.
Well, it's like, I mean, emotions are real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so that's the point.
And you're physically following, like, in a show, you're physically doing things that your body can't determine is real or not. We've done it in shows too, where like somebody has to say a slur because that's part of the story that we're telling that does affect people in the room. So it became like very important to do it. Not that you should be doing that at your D&D tables.
Yeah.
But just in case you need a tool of like, if you're like, hey, I feel like my friendship is getting weird because our character, like I killed my friend's character on accident or something. Just a helpful pro tip.
My flunk is that we didn't go to 7-Eleven before this. Oh, and we've gone to 7-Eleven for the past like 20 episodes.
We really had to break.
It was
okay, I'm glad that you didn't, because I was like thinking about that before. I was like, damn, I bet they're all going to 7-Eleven.
No, the vibe was dismal.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? I thought what you were going to do is you were going to be like, let's take a break. We didn't go to 7-Eleven. And then when we got back, Campbell was going to be here.
That would have been really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so if I was planning the entrance,
we would have seen her car.
But also, like, it wouldn't have been on mic.
That's true.
I thought about coming so that you weren't suspicious. I thought about another option was like coming like a normal session. We all go to 7-Eleven. We all do warm-ups together because I was nervous about not warming up before the session too.
Oh, yeah.
I did it in the car. It's okay.
Nice.
You converge with yourself?
No. Jared was like, okay, we're going to start recording. And then I like got up and left or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and you're like, I'll see myself out.
Yeah, okay, I'm not in this episode. Or like, I don't know. I thought, but then.
I liked the way it happened.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect. And the dog didn't bark when you came in.
Yeah. The door was cracked.
That was
me.
Oh, really?
I left it like barely open.
Yeah.
But like just enough.
Yeah.
So devious.
Just that it wouldn't like click the handle.
Yeah. No, I did not hear it. Were you happy with how everything went?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was trying to think of my flunk, like, is that I think a little bit of like that entrance, but I think it worked out like I looked down and it was like an hour and I was like, I don't have like the forest fully planned out. Like, I don't know exactly what's going to go down there. And so that's why I was kind of like, Cherry, get in there. Cherry, get in there. Cherry, get in there. Make your entrance. Make yourself known. No, I mean, everything I thought went perfect. Part of me wishes that Sawyer died because that really would have thrown a wrench into things.
What?
And it really would have been super fucking complicated.
Part of me wishes you fucking died.
Just because, like, just how crazy that
You
would
can't
be.
say that, Jared.
Part of me, you gave me advantage.
I did.
But even if I hadn't had advantage, I would have gotten a 13.
But that was also on
But
your...
you also made an NPC to come save me.
Well, but that was
Yeah.
on your 4th roll. The 3rd one was truly like you could have failed.
No, I felt that I very well could have died. I'm just saying you could have screwed me over.
If you had died, I would have had you leave for at least a little bit, and it would have just been me and Olivia in here.
I would have refused.
Didn't fucking die. I can't fucking kill you.
I think I would have gone on strike if that happened.
The other A+, I thought there was like a fucking beep that just happened, but I think somebody just went like.
I just want to say, like, Jared has not been like, "Hey, Lily, start thinking about a backup character." Like,
I thought about that earlier. I was like, oh fuck, wait, should I have asked her to make a backup character?
probably I opened the session making death saves. So, like,
She would have been quaking in her boots a little bit more if you did.
Yeah.
I think she was quaking.
no, I would have been quaking less. If I had a backup character, I would be like, okay, I like know like where we're going from here. I know what's going on. I know like this is a possibility. But like since I didn't have a backup character and I was about to die, I was panicking. I was like, what am I gonna do?
What will I do?
I think my last A+ that I'll say, my second A+, whenever we had this really deep emotional moment, and then I played Sexy back, and all the forest party goers came in.
That was crazy.
And we all I think everybody's head went to their hands.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, you were crazy for that.
I was playing this like really low, deep, low vibration,
We're all staring at each other very intensely in the eyeballs, trying to convince each other to do
and
something.
Then fucking.
My other A+ is that I didn't cry because I was I was thinking about that beforehand. I was like, Cherry doesn't cry
Cherry
like
doesn't
that.
Cry.
But then I got a little teary-eyed when Olivia started crying because anytime any of you start crying, it makes me cry. I'm a sympathetic crier.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh fuck, gotta lock back in. And then I did, and I delivered a line without like choke sobbing.
I saw it in your eyes, and I was like,
let me lock in real quick.
Anyway, that was a fun episode.
That was so fun.
Tune in next week to see what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Sorry for all the Esta lovers out there.
Oh yeah, sorry guys.
Hope we get her back.
Might be a little bit.
What if we were just like, fuck it, we'll stick with Cherry? Wouldn't that be crazy? Actually, we're not saving Esta.
I'm like, fuck Esta, actually.
We won't do that.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to play this like high level character.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're already like we're level 8, aren't we?
9.
Like level 9 in D&D 5e is like
pretty strong.
Really strong. So like whatever level like level 12 is like kind of like a god or like a demigod.
No, it's usually level 16 is when you get
like god
a lot of like the last of your like stuff. I mean 20 obviously.
Like in Baldur's Gate 3 you can only go to level 12 because it's kind of like you can do everything.
Whenever we finish with like you playing Cherry, if we ever do, we'll talk about you. We'll talk about your character level. Then.
Yeah.
I think technically you can go to level 30.
Level 30.
It's just power scaling. Of course you could go to level 30. You would just have to have enemies that were like challenge rating. Whatever, you know?
Yeah.
All just made up numbers.
It's like level 20, you're a god. Level 30, you're like monster manual, like Tiamat shit. Like you can't be a good person anymore.
You have to be a bad person.
Like I don't know. 30. Like what are you doing
like
at level 30?
The entity or whatever the fuck, and like
you're like a lich.
Can we go to 7-Eleven now?
Yeah, honey. We can.
Reverse 7-Eleven.
Let's go get Lily a little treat.
Reverse 7-Eleven.
Poor thing.
Do you think they have purple Dorito?
Let's all do a
I
little.
don't think they have purple.
They never have purple Dorito.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
All right, let's do a little group hug.
Hey,
we all love each other.
We love you guys. Hit up that Patreon.
Get in the Discord.
Oh, we got merch.
We got merch.
We got merch.
Oh, we got merch.
We got new stickers. If you haven't hit up our new posters and new t-shirts, get in there. But we also have new stickers like Snake Pit, I Got Gooped, and a sticker sheet that has little school pennants for Beans, Esta, and Sawyer, and a bunch of little extra stickers on the sheet.
And comment down below if you would buy a shirt that was like, I went to the under school and all I got was gooped.
That's pretty good.
You let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know what other stickers you want.
And with that,
I might listen.
And with that, we
Bye.
let you have your day to yourself. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Mwah. Did we kiss?